Welcome back to another episode of our City by City Market Pressure Review series. I'm Junge, the Senior Research Analyst here at InvestorKit. Today we are going to look at Bunbury. Bunbury is a port city around 2 hours drive south of Perth and with a population around 83,000. It is known for its wild but friendly bottlenose dolphins, but in recent years, it has been known for being one of the hottest regional property markets across the country. Over the past 12 months, Bunbury's house prices have surged by 23%. That is really impressive. Now, as of the end of 2024, how is Bunbury's market looking? And will it continue the strong growth in 2025? Let's try to find out with 10 charts today. But before we get into the charts, if you are a property investor who likes making your decisions based on data, here's the right channel. If you like our videos, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any content we release each week. Now, let's start with the charts. Just as usual, in the 10 charts, we'll be covering the local economy, the sales market trends, the rental market trends, and then in the end, I'll be giving you our forecast on Bunbury in the coming 6 to 12 months. Now, the first chart we are looking at here is the overview of Bunbury's market performance. As we can see, it is doing really well across all 6 metrics that we use to measure market pressure. The only slightly lower score is with Incom Supply, and that is because of its relatively lower building approval rate if we compare it with the East Coast regional cities. And we'll be discussing that later with more details. Then, the population trend and migration trends. Population growth rates have been increasing since 2016-17, and that is thanks to 2 things. One is the increase in overseas migration, and 2 is the recovery in internal migration. So the strong population is definitely one of the factors that has led to the strong property market growth in recent years. So how about the local job market? Unemployment rate now is around 5.6%. If we only look at the number itself, it's actually not low at all. But if we compare it with the last 10-year trend, we'll see that actually 5.6% is around the lowest level in more than a decade. And at the same time, the number of job opportunities has been quite elevated if we compare it with the pre-COVID time. So both population and local job markets are quite strong. These two are giving Bunbury's house market a very solid economic foundation. Trends in the sales market. Sale days on market in Bunbury has dropped to 14 days in 2024. That's halved since last year. And what's more, it's actually fallen from 130 days back in 2020. So from this extreme shrink in days on market, we can definitely tell how much Bunbury's property market has tightened. And because of the extremely low days on market, prices have grown steadily over the past year and achieved 23% annual growth. Now, the relationship between demand and supply. Sales volume has actually been very stable since last year. However, the number of for sale listings have declined steeply. And as a result, our inventory level in the house market is now just 1.5 months of stock. We do see this little uptick at the end of 2024. This combined with the slight upward trend in days on market could indicate a slight relief in market pressure, but we will need more time to monitor. And on the other hand, even with a slight relief in market pressure, it is still extremely high in Bunbury, and we would expect more strong growth in 2025. Chart 6, the incoming supply. And this is the 4 out of 5 score we were talking about earlier. Bunbury's new house building approval rate now is around 1.9%. It might seem a bit high if we compare it with regional cities across the East Coast, but 1.9% is actually still lower than the 2 to 3% balanced range. And also, if we compare it with with Bunbury's last 10-year average, we can still tell that this is a relatively low building approval rate, and therefore we do not see oversupply risk in Bunbury. Long-term growth. In the past 5 years, Bunbury's growth was very much in line with the big regional cities average. But if we look at the last 10 years, Bunbury's total growth was only 47% in 10 years. And that's because of the decline in 2014 through 2019. That made it much lower than the other regional cities' 10-year growth. And that also indicates that Bunbury is at a relatively early stage of its current growth cycle, with a lot of room ahead for further catch up. Now, rental market trends. Vacancy rate has been extremely low in Bunbury for a few years now. As of November 2024, we're still seeing just 0.4% vacancy rate. So as a result of this tight rental market, rental prices have been growing steadily over years, and in the past year, we saw 13% annual growth. 13% annual growth is good for rental growth, but it's not as high as Bunbury's sales price growth. And that is why we are seeing this declining trend in rental yield. But despite that decline, 5.7% rental yield is still quite healthy. It's much higher than the large regional cities average. And to be honest, across the country, 5.7% is one of the highest. And in this high interest rate environment, it's quite attractive to investors. The final chart is the long-term rental price trend. In the past 10 years, Bunbury's total rental growth has been very much in line with the large regional cities average. But based on the high rental pressure we are seeing in Bunbury and its stronger growth momentum, I won't be surprised that next year Bunbury's rental growth will exceed the large regional cities average. Finally, our forecast for Bunbury in the coming 6 to 12 months. Bunbury now is under high market pressure in both the sales market and the rental market. And it's also at a relatively early stage of its current growth cycle. So as a result, we would expect the market pressure in Bunbury to remain high in 2025, despite some potential slight relief. So I won't be surprised if Bunbury achieves another double-digit growth in the coming year. So that was Bunbury in 10 charts. I hope you liked it. Stay tuned for more content like this to come, including new cities and updates on cities we've covered before. I'm Junge. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.